Hey guys, welcome back to Detroit Tesla. We got the next installment of FSD Beta, the first video of 2023. FSD Beta 10.69.25.2. No sign of version 11 or 11.3 from Elon. He was tweeting the other day, but it should be soon according to him, and I would rather have them refine it and be best as possible for a version. So I'm going to get right into it. I want to shout out to everybody that commented and watched the last video that got almost close to 150,000 views. More than happy and delighted to see everybody watching the videos. I'm just waiting for this car to pass, and looks like he's going to be coming in here. So FSD's not on yet. I just wanted to get out of this parking lot. We have another instance of a snowfall, right in the middle of snowfall. So FSD doesn't want to turn on there. So the streets are relatively okay on certain parts, but the snow is still falling. So, you know, it's going to continue to fall throughout the day. I have the first destination set. So if this doesn't look familiar to you guys that watch the videos, this isn't downtown Detroit because it would have took me way too long with this snow and people driving slow like they should be to get down there. And essentially what it is the Metro Detroit area. Specifically, we're in Madison Heights right now. So it's we already got the message that full self-driving is degraded. Still handling itself well. Wants to make a lane change, but you know, it's a little bit confused here. It needs to slow down because the light's red. So, okay, not bad. I don't feel any kind of like slipping or sliding any slush or ice or anything. So I don't want to disengage FSD because it might ruin the video. Because like I said, we got this message that's right here that says it's degraded. But overall, so far so good. But every time I say that, I swear FSD hears me in a way and decides to start messing up. But let's see how it handles itself. Okay, proceeding, light is green, going cautiously. It's highlighting that car blue, so that's probably what it's being cautious about, hiring some other cars that are blue. Okay, right here it's just wet, it's not slush. Braking decently. Okay, I feel a little bit of slipping. Let's see. It's gonna have to turn right here. Okay, good. Now I remember seeing in the software release that there was a section about bad weather. I'm not sure if that's snow and how it's supposed to be improved. So this guy slowing down, turning into a store. And then also this goes into one lane. So that's good. FSD picking up. And I like how it's doing decently, even though most of the road is visible, but it's kind of not because a lot of this is salt that you're seeing. So it's not doing terrible compared to last drive. But last drive, all the streets were just covered in snow. It's like a blanket. So, and this snow falls a lot more. It's like 5 to 8 inches. But it's not done yet. I'm just going out in the middle of, I guess you can call it the storm. And I'm just, you know, kind of driving around and seeing how the system does. I will tell you guys, I did drive on the system yesterday. Okay, so changing lanes away from path blockage. There's no path blockage. Okay, so I'm ending the trip because I don't want it to start hard braking to stop. Because we have to go to our next destination. Again, we still have that message, so I don't want to knock out of FSD and pull over and stuff like that, even though I should. But I was referring back to yesterday, that conversation before FSD interrupted me. It was pretty decent. I saw some improvements. I think in the next version, in my personal opinion, that The next version is where we're going to see FSD really start to go good, because if many of you don't know that Tesla does use AI to show this mind of car, or what they call vector space, which is this on the screen. So AI is constructing that. Also, the image recognition on the input, which is the neural net side of the data training, right? So the images and everything like that. That is also done by AI up until this point. And now, right now, like what's driving us is hard code, C++, if that's the actual code, but just follow the analogy here. And now they're in version 11, according to what they're trying to release, is that they're going to go ahead and do the neural nets and the actual artificial intelligence driving the car with output based on the images that it's doing. We should see some improvements, myself being as a beta tester, to see. I think it'll get a lot better, because the code does decently, but it's just, you really got to move into that AGI that Elon keeps talking about, or artificial general intelligence, to actually become self-driving, right? That's, I view, a huge step that a lot of people, especially a lot of the news outlets that covered my last video, don't seem to understand. Which, I get it, they're running a business. But yeah, so it just kind of abruptly braked there and highlighted one of the cars from the left, even though there's like a median over here. But yeah, there are people that are driving aggressively, especially pickup drivers, thinking that they have four-wheel drive and it's going to save them. And then when they're in a ditch or hit a tree, then they're going to find out the hard way, right? So it seems to be braking every time we go through these like little small intersections to get into these businesses. I'm not sure why, but that's essentially what it's doing. It's kind of strange, but okay, it's taking a corner, or a curve rather. Okay, now it's drifting off into the right lane, because I see on the screen it's not, kind of doesn't know where to position itself. That's why you see it kind of weaving to the right, to the left. Still okay. There's someone like behind us, but they're far away. So, for half of the road covered in a little bit of snow and salt, I would say it's doing pretty decently compared to last time. But again, I wouldn't say the circumstances are the same, except for the snowfall. But yeah, I think that part of the like I said, the release notes that talked about bad weather improvements, I think that was relatively to snow, because I remember even last time, even when it was partially covered like this, the car would be a little bit confused and have way more weaving. Like this is pretty good. And you can see on the screen everything's kind of squiggly because the car isn't sure. But I wish they would just use map data at that point, to position itself, because I know this is run by Google Maps, so it's like it's something that could easily be done. So preferably where we're going to turn, see, it still does this mistake, even the snow. Both of these lanes are right turn lanes, excuse me, and it needs to stay in that outer lane because we're going to be turning really quickly here. Now there's tons of traffic from the left. Let me just move the screen a little bit for you guys. So yeah, the car's really going for it. If it wants to go, it can go. There's a semi kind of blocking some traffic, so it's going. Okay. So again, it picked this left lane, which this is what it should did to begin with, staying in that outer left lane going here. So it kind of picked this lane. It kind of freaked that guy out in the Ram pickup truck a little bit, but I'm sure he freaks everybody out when he drives. So now it's going way too fast, way too fast. Now it's gonna hard brake here, and even in the slush, I mean, wow, that was actually pretty impressive. Oh, whoa. Actually, you know what? I got a little bit scared, guys. I think it would have handled it itself okay there. First disengagement out of fear, because it was really going for it. But looks like we can still use FSD. Now this road is really, really covered, and it's already going over the yellow lane a little bit, but I'm just gonna let it kind of fly out and do its thing, because there's a car coming. It's in the right lane, but I want to see what it does. Is it just going to position itself better as it sees the car? Because now it's kind of like leaning towards it. My hand's really close on this one. Okay, now it's like hard braking. It's hard braking for that car. You can feel and hear the ABS. Rather, you can hear, I feel, or not yet at least, right, guys? The ABS kicking in. So if it starts doing that again, I'm just gonna disengage. Because yeah, it's kind of in the middle of the yellow lane here, and yeah, the guy's already like leaning way to the right. So I'm gonna disengage because it's already starting to brake. Let me let's see, let's continue on. I just wish when they would, I know it detects snow, I know it can see it with the cameras that are up here, but just slow it down like 5 or 10. That's like my only thing, you know, and they just have to program that in. So this is a curve. There's no car coming from the other side, so let's see how this is going to handle. Okay, no sliding, staying. I see where the yellow lane is, and the car sees it too, so that's good. You can it's kind of uncovered here, so now it's keeping its position. So no braking now for the car passing us, so that's good. Okay, so let's send this to 14 Mile, which is Sterling Heights. All right, so we get a left turn up here. So it's gotta slow down here. It's really gotta slow down because it's gonna merge. Okay, I had to put it down 5 because I just don't feel comfortable how quick it's driving. And keep in mind, compared to my last video, these areas in Metro Detroit are very, very more busy versus like the downtown area, because downtown it's more like a summertime thing, or like, you know, during Christmas. For being in the snow, it handled that turn very, very well at a good speed. So I definitely think there's big improvements in winter weather. It's kind of interesting how it's only, you know, now it's, even though that's a second lane, it's kind of picking up as a shoulder because it's covered. So again, now it's picking up as a lane, so it's good. This is actually pretty, out of all the drives I've had in the snow, recorded and not recorded, this is actually pretty decent. Wow. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so it's going to be making a right turn here in 14 Mile and Ryan. This is Sterling Heights. Okay, it's got to slow down. The light is green for us, but... Okay, so I'm just being very cautious here because it could slip. Nice, nice. I mean, it's driving like a maniac right now, and I'm trying to keep it like down because you see it's picking up, the speed limit's 40 here, now it's going to pick it up again. And yep, picking up is 40, so I got to put it down. I'm probably going to put it down to 30 because I, you know, was doing 5 under. So now we're getting some swerving, and that's not because of the slush, because the car doesn't really know where it's at. So even though that's not our destination, the car was kind of wanting to go into that lane. But this is interesting. Yeah, so the car is now going left, because it's now this is the behavior from the last video. So let me try getting over one lane, see if it does it. No, so I got to disengage because there's a guy behind us with a Jeep and he thinks he has 4-wheel drive and he'll be okay. So let him pass, because, you know, this raises the question of everybody that called me essentially somebody that's endangering the human species on the last video, which was very funny. With this technology, who's more dangerous, me with this software or this guy over here that's, you know, driving a speed limit that he shouldn't be in, you know, hazardous weather conditions? Comment down below, you know. Who's more dangerous, a guinea pig for Elon Musk like me, or somebody that thinks four-wheel drive on a Chrysler will save them, or all-wheel drive, or whatever you want to say. So, okay, we're just slowing it down here. Okay, so you can see it's drifting in and out of the lane. You can, if you guys can see on the screen, this is essentially where the lane is right here. And man, if there's a cop behind me, he'd be like, "You all right there, buddy?" All right, so yeah, this because I don't have a destination set, so I'm gonna do one more destination, and then I think that's gonna be it, because you know, I see that you guys don't watch the videos for 30 minutes to an hour, but I'm gonna try one more going into a subdivision. So let's see. Playing with the blinker there, shutting it on and off. All right. Oh, well, I didn't see that. I would have hit this pothole if I was driving too. So, yeah, it's all over the place on this lane, this road. And our turn's going to be at a light that's coming up after this one. So, kind of still picking both of these lanes. Okay, so wants to go 50, which is the correct speed limit, but not in this weather. So, I'm going to boost it down to 25 here. I know that that speed limit says 40. For those of you that probably want to correct me, but that's completely incorrect. Just coming real close to this Mercedes here. Okay. And this car, wow, in the snow. Wow. It slowed down and stopped abruptly to let that person in hazardous weather conditions. All right, Waymo and Cruz, your turn. Let's see you do that. So pretty heavy traffic here. You know, after 2 p.m. in Metro Detroit here, it just traffic builds up everywhere, no matter where you go. 20 mile, 22 mile, 12 mile, doesn't matter. So we're gonna be turning on Chicago Road. No, it's not Chicago, LOL. But yeah, so it is kind of sliding here. I'm still keeping it at 25. Yep, so kind of slid there, and there was a car there. It was kind of a distance away. I would say maybe like a foot or two, because it doesn't know where to keep the lane. I wish in this situation it would just like do the old logic of just like following the other car and mimicking where it's staying. So now I can't turn on FSD. It's not letting me. But this is our turn, so this is me manually driving. So I'm gonna give it a little bit, because our destination that we set is a little bit up there. So now this is just regular autopilot. If it doesn't turn back on, that's probably going to be the end of this video. Interesting that it's saying that I'm going over the line, which would be a little bit of dirt there, but that's incorrect. So let's see. Okay, it might turn back on here. Okay. Nah, I missed it. Yeah, well, I'm looking at the timer. We're at 20 minutes, so I don't want to make this incredibly long for you guys. because I know most of you aren't going to watch it past probably 5 minutes. So, yeah, autopilot's back on, but that's just autopilot. Still says full self-driving is degraded. So, again, thanks for watching another video here on the Detroit Tesla channel. And as soon as I was going to do the send-off, it freaking turned back on. It's like, nope, we're not done yet. But I feel like the video is going to end soon. So I'm just going to send this to a random subdivision because that was kind of the point that I was trying to make. So we're not done yet. Hang on. Got another couple minutes here. So let's see. Okay, wow. Leaning to the left there. Hard braking for this car. Even though it's in the lane, like this is where it's supposed to be. It's picking it up perfectly on the mind of car. But, okay, so there's no one behind us. I'm going to let this play out. Yep, so it's struggling here because it would have came up on that curb. So, let's, okay, let's see. Okay, so we're using it in a subdivision now in the Metro Detroit area. Will it handle itself? Let's see. Wow, that is bumpy. Yeah, this is completely covered in snow, but this is a subdivision, so this is what it should be essentially doing. Oh, that's a curb. Wow, that was close. Wow. It didn't really see that curb, and because of the snow. Luckily, I just barely missed it. And again, to anybody's watching this far, you know, if you're going to go out and do this, please be cautious. It is a driver assistance. Yeah, I mean, we're not actually at, you know, autonomy yet. But like I said, in the next version, I think will be the first actual moving into autonomy. Like actually self-driving cars, not hard code. But, yeah, so it's struggling with this stop sign. And the snow is making it struggle. There's no one, like literally nobody around us, so I'm letting this play out. I don't know why it's going wide, but get real close to that car. So we're gonna boost this down to 15 because 25 is really fucking quick. I'm going to boost it down to 10 because that car, okay, doesn't need to stop there. Good. Handle that situation well. Oof. Boosted up to 15. It did a little bit of a punch there. Okay, nobody left and right, so we can go. And this is not our destination, so... Yep, there's the curb situation again, taking that wide. It just would have came right up on that curb. So, that's really it, guys. I mean, we're just going to continue to struggle in the snow. But a little bit of improvements I noticed compared to the last video. But definitely still not ready for the snow, for sure. Like I said, they just need to use the logic that they use in the subdivisions out on the streets when it is completely covered and you can't see the lane lines, and using the other cars to position itself. I think that's something that the neural net and the actual AI, when it's put into the output in version 11, will be able to do. So, again, thank you for tuning into the Detroit Tesla channel. Thank you for your comments and likes. Feel free to leave your opinion. I know that Google likes to filter, or YouTube, same company, likes to filter a lot of your comments. Don't worry. I put them all because I am really big on letting people have their opinion. So, again, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.